So, so, Bitsy, I've enlisted black people to, yeah, well, you'll find out. First of all, plausible deniability. I didn't do it. And Brian didn't do it. We're just gonna make sure it sticks. And you know what? Nothing's been done illegal. Look at all the menu flyers and shit that gets, stuck up in the door and stuff. We've clearly not broken any law. And freedom of speech is a bitch, isn't it? Well, karma's a bitch to bitches. So why are you so distressed? What have you done wrong that you're trying to hide? Ha ha! So, I have invited over a bunch of nameless, faceless black people to not cross any line, to not break any law, because this is a war. Do not be mistaken. This is war for peace. No shots fired, no law broken. And you and yours are going down. Your era of reign, your era of tyranny is over. I suggest you be a good little psychologist and a good little diplomat and do the DC thing and get ahead of the situation. Because for the other two members, the long-standing members of the board, one of which, the Marine, does have a tendency to be a bit of a heavy hand, but hey, maybe he's still a good person. You, however, are not. You are not a good person. You are seeking power to further prop up your pride and give you an even more solid, grounded foundation for your terrorism. Bitsy the terrorist. Marina Towers, 501 Slaters Lane, 22314. And guess what? Technically, I'm just saying my address. Oh my God. And your meet and greet for board elections? It's tomorrow. Very interesting timing. Oh, how random. You know what? I've actually mentioned it on the videos, but has anybody stopped to think why I fucking waited till the blizzard to pick a fight with David Harris? It's a time indicator. It's, people have cabin fever, so it's going to up the stakes and the ante in my favor. Thank you for playing along, Marine. You were manipulated. And you failed. But hey, you didn't know you were being toyed with, so I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt. Well, yeah, there was another really awesome fucking third example of just like, wow, in your face manipulation of the fact that I am fucking running this shit like an operation, sweethearts. And guess what? Well, I say like an operation because of the military association, but honestly, since PSYOP is illegal in the United States, right? That's just what they tell the ignorant to make them feel safer. False sense of security, anyone? Trump! Just saying. And if I came back from death in what I believe to be is a mission from God, in a war for peace, with no laws broken and no shots fired, and being the highly trained professional peon that I am, and I'm this manipulative, was really naive enough to think all this other stuff from top down is coincidence or random or, please. I have flown the flag, I have worn the uniform, I have contracted, and I have other. And I am telling you, sweetheart, I'm the tip of the iceberg. Only guess what? I died and I lived. I went from being a spiritual, I don't know, to an absolute believer in God. And this is a war for peace. And since humanity requires an us versus them context, the people that Joes, the lower part of the pyramid, the enlisted, the ones that are just trying to fucking get along, the ones that are trying to struggle for a living wage, the ones that are trying to fucking just survive. We're the ones being pitted against each other and manipulated to self-destruct while we still fucking line your pockets and continue the negative feedback cycle that you've designed to keep yourself propped up and keep us in the dark while we've all just been left to think and feel that something's wrong. Yeah, something's wrong. And all of us have fucking known it. We fucking know it. We know something's wrong. And you know what? America leads the way, even when U.S. culture has fucking demeaned everything that it means to be American. America leads the way. So in order for us to, everybody that looks up at us, everybody that's like, oh, it's time for power to the people and to fucking call shit out. Starting with you, Bitsy the terrorist. 501 Slaters Lane, Marina Towers, 22314, on Saturday, March 5th, who will be running for election and seems to get her jollies off by at least 20% of her floor alone being disabled veterans that she gets off on fucking medically torturing. Let me rephrase. Torturing to the degree of medical hardship. Because hearts and minds are much more important than the body. Because sticks and stones may break my bones, but the truth's a fucking knife in the ribs. Bitch. I would say sir, but please. And I've dropped the doc, bitch, because please, you may have a PhD, whatever that means it may be worth. Not shit! Because trust me, all of the degrees I have, which I'm certain outnumber yours, they're worthless. They're worthless. All that money I spent on education, all those degrees are fucking worthless. Because what mattered is the experience. Experience your old ass clearly doesn't have. Or you wouldn't be terrorizing the people in your building that you believe are beneath you. Which is exactly why, little miss, I am specifically requesting that good people I know with good hearts and minds that are fucking sick of the yoke on our neck that you and yours reinforce, from ghetto trash David Harris bottom right on up to Donald Trump. Fucking, what similarities to Hitler do you see? Because you know what? You got no right to complain if you're not going to do anything to act. And do you really think your vote is actually going to change something? It's how we got this fucking far in the hole to begin with. It's time to up the ante. And so I've got blacks. Hey, I didn't do it. I'm not even orchestrating it. I'm just putting ideas out there. So they're literally, know your law, honey. There is literally no law violated, no line crossed, and no shots fired, because this is a war for peace. And honey, you're in the crosshairs. I don't really give a shit. I'm fucking deuces. I'm out of here. There's not. David Harris is gone, finally. So now I'm not afraid to come home. So there literally isn't anything you can do. And the cops know their hands are legally tied. And if you talk to them personally, even after you send that fucking... I don't even know what you said to the police when you called them to get 6 of them to show up in my house. But you might want to know that using the police is a weapon, because I'm obviously not the first, because you've done it to the other individual on this floor too. You are using police as a weapon. They don't take kindly to that, and guess what? It's illegal. Pull your head out of your ass, wipe the shit from your fucking eyes, and realize that it's you that stinks. The 2 individuals on the board, the board that you're trying to run for position on because you want to use power to prop up your pride even further. Dude, this isn't about me. It's not even about revenge. That's what I love about my brain damage. Fucking what's done is done. And I've got time dilation going on in my head. So for me, what's a week or what's a month, it seems like, look at how fucking, my brain is fucking going. You know, it's my body that's constantly trying to catch up. It's my consciousness that's constantly trying to catch up. Theory of relativity. Time is in flux, and perception is reality. My mind moves so fucking fast. To me, that which is in my flow, and as a PhD of psychology, you should know what flow is. Google it. In my flow, time is nothing. That's how I can talk for 2 hours straight. Jeez. However, the antithesis of flow, and my hardship and my distress, and how you have personally gotten off on targeting me and even used the police as a weapon against me, and then, much like David Harris, the cops went back to you and told you to back the fuck off. It was so fucking funny. When I pushed the racial buttons on David Harris to pick a fight, and then the cops rock up, and dude, it's a black cop. Benny Evans. It's a black cop friend of mine that rocks up and he's like, "What you doing?" David Harris, how did you feel when he went back and told you to leave me the fuck alone? Bitsy the terrorist, how did you feel when a fucking group of cops come back and tell you to leave me alone? You disgrace America. You disgrace America. You shame your husband's position. I'm sorry for whatever must have happened to you to cause you to be so bitter. But guess what? Your inadequacy is not my fucking problem. And you failed to leave me alone. I told you after the cops rocked in, just fucking leave me alone. The cops told you, leave me alone. And granted, couple of months later, thank you, by the way, for at least keeping away when I fucking was struggling most with the David Harris shit, because that would not have gone well for me. Because it wouldn't have gone well for you, sweetheart. But then, just like 2 fucking weeks ago or whatever, you come after me again? Huh? Obviously, you're stupid enough to not learn from your fucking mistakes. Your inadequacy is not my problem. And deuces, I'm moving to a villa in Thailand, don't really give a fuck. But I refuse to allow you, with me silent, not doing anything, I refuse to allow you to seek a position of power to more deeply entrench and prop up your fucking malicious pride. And sweetheart, pride's a sin. And you know what? Most of us believe in some kind of God. And pride and your actions would be considered a sin by all of them. You see, all I gotta do is plant seeds, create opportunity, and educate. Oh my God! Suddenly kind of sounds a lot like fucking PSYOP, doesn't it? Notice, not a goddamn law broken. Then, advertising, marketing, distribution, blah, blah, blah. Again, sounds like PSYOP. Bitch. Yeah, we've got homegrown terrorism. And you know what? The homegrown terrorism we see on the news is in direct response to the U.S. cultural terrorism people like you represent. People like you are causing America's best and bravest to mass exodus in whatever means necessary. And if we don't implode, we fucking explode. Yeah, I am truly, deeply, profoundly sorry that female cop lost her life on her first day of the job. But honestly, about fucking time. Because obviously we need to make this much of a fucking mess to get people to listen. And if that female cop had to go down as a martyr, I hope she is remembered as one. I hope she is remembered as the serving sacrifice, symbolism of the uniform. Military brother and police brother. No gender. Brotherhood, kind of like mankind. Because God knows I don't really identify with gender at all. And you know what? Realizing that and accepting that and realizing it's not my fucking problem, that it's the judgments and the labels and the inadequacy of everybody fucking else. I do not identify with gender. What a fucking liberator. I don't give a fuck anymore. And that's the most beautiful thing. You know, there's nothing that can be done to me that I haven't already overcome the adversity of. You know, I am a good person. I am doing nothing wrong. And I have all the high ground that matters. I have legal high ground. I have moral high ground. And even more importantly, I have the social high ground. Because most people feel like me. Because we're being held under the boot of people like you. And then somewhere in the middle are all the poor ostriches with their head in the sand as we get fucked in the ass. All I can do is educate, inform, and empower. And you know what? That's all I want to do anyway. I am not reliant upon anyone or anything. God gifted me this diff ability. Yeah, I am fucked up 50 shades of gray. You know, I mean, I am woo, right? And I cannot fit into this bullshit oppressive society anymore. I can't do it. Because of people like you, and because of ostriches with their heads in the sand, selfishly not even bothering to look beyond their nose, because they're so focused on their own survival, they don't realize that if you don't take care of others, there's going to be nobody left to take care of you. You know, all I'm asking for is help, because I know the masses feel like I do. Because I died trying to... You know, plenty of people have told me that I need to start talking to people. I need to start, going and having lectures and blah, blah, blah. I can't. The anxiety, I can't. But you know what? I can do this. And I am so excited to leave all of this oppression and anger and maliciousness behind. Why do you think I want to go somewhere so remote you need a map and a compass to find me? Why do you think a villa in the middle of absolute nowhere is the ideal location for traumatized veterans to get our shit together? Because we got to get away from people like you first. I am not an angry person. This isn't me. This is just the spillover reflecting of you. Of you trying to put your shit on me. I am not a hate-filled person. I'm not. And I'm not even after revenge. Past is past, done and dusted, but I gotta make sure you don't fuck other people over in the future. Because for me to do less would mean I fail to deserve my life. Now think about that. If my refusing to stop you negates the value of my existence that God gave me, this miraculous second go on, what does that say about you? How does your every breath shame God? Because God knows your actions do. And little Miss PhD in psychology, then you know, thoughts then lead to feelings, and feelings then lead to actions, and your fucking actions are vile. Which means that preceding it must be even worse. God damn, you are damaged. You're seriously damaged, and I'm sorry, good luck. PhD in psychology, go get some fucking therapy. Your issues are not our problems. I, in good conscience, cannot leave my brother, a veteran I care for. I cannot leave him behind, knowing that you are seeking power. Honey, you know that coffee thing I stormed in on just yesterday or day I think it was the day before. I don't remember. Brain damage, And you do realize the whole traumatized veteran with physical and mental damage gives me an ultimate get out of jail free card. And man, you are pushing limits. Because this is DC, and I did inform you of the repercussions of your actions, especially since how you choose to focus your terrorism on people that are about to blow. I'm throwing deuces and going to Thailand because I refuse to hurt anybody, but honey, you're cruising for a bruising. Ain't gonna be me. Ain't gonna be me. All I gotta do is point you out. Because guess what? The best revenge is allowing you to seal your own fate. No shots fired, no lines crossed, no laws broken. You did it to yourself. Fact. And I psychoanalyzed that. Anyway, all I gotta do is empower others and plant a seed in the hearts and minds of others. Because that is power. There are two ways to rule: fear and love. Fear is tyranny. How many people keep their jobs that are below a living wage because they're afraid of not being able to put food on the table, to have a roof over their heads? Maslow's hierarchy of need, the fucking lowest base. This is war! This is war! We're allowing the wool to be pulled over our eyes. Because you know what, the rest of us, the masses, the people at the base of the pyramid, the foundation that the rest stand on, power to the people. That's what it means to be American. Power to the people. And the people are much more moderate than the leaders, obviously, because agender is even a thing. And you look around at plenty of people, you know, women that are at the work doing their job, not really giving a fuck about skirts or makeup or whatever, you know, women in the military, whatever else. You actually start looking at the labels and the judgments of gender. Fuck, man. At least gay rights got to come out of the closet, because I'm trying to encourage people like me to fucking climb out of the goddamn oven, because our asses are on fire. Labels and judgment, people. Labels and judgment. If you believe in any god, whatever flavor, even if you just believe in humanity and kindness and compassion, if you believe in being a good person and doing the right thing, if you believe in American values, you gotta take a stand. Because it's the American way. Because power to the people. Because the Soviet Union fell when the people decided they were no longer going to hold it up. Because that's the only way North Korea's gonna fall. And because we're not even asking the right questions with terrorism. As we continue to oppress the world with the globalization of passive-aggressive U.S. terrorism. You know what? What happened to fighting for the underdogs? You know, it really fucking feels like us underdogs are getting the shit kicked out of us. It is the American way to protect, to fight for, to defend, and to fucking solid in the underdog. We are the underdog, and you are the oppressor. David Harris, Bitsy the terrorist, Donald Trump, fucking wake up and look. Google cult of personality. This is not new. I'm gonna be sick. Shit.